And here we go, grand final, first qualifier, a best of 3 series to figure out which team takes the crown here, and also which team walks away with most of the points. The winner of this series gets 10 points for the leaderboard, the loser gets 7, which is still a fair chunk. Of course, we have plenty of qualifiers. This is going to last for 7 to 8 weeks, but right now it's Team WAH against the Hardos, and both of the teams fought very, very hard to make it into the grand final. I mean, both of the matches went the distance, so pretty impressive performance here by both of them. But yeah, I'm kind of hyped because, yeah, I still guess that we have Team WAH in the role of being the favorites here. But it's just cool to see how the tournament was so insanely stacked for being the first qualifier, and some crazy, crazy good games also. I mean, super close in some cases. And especially the Hardos really fighting a lot on the last map. Nick with some pretty incredible plays, honestly. Dodging some of the gusts and really diving into Falstad, making huge plays for the team and helping them to take it there in the end. Now, we have Stukov banned. That is honestly something that makes a whole lot of sense. I really expect that we're going to see Stukov move more and more into a first ban position. Korea already does it most of the time. In Europe, you have Stukov picked super quickly, sometimes now even banned. He's just so powerful. And we saw that on the last map that we casted here, of course, too. Yeah, there's a lot going on with this. Now, we got the Haka banned out, Battlefield of Eternity, so the poke from Liming is gone, and Nick instantly with the Vala pick. Not even hesitating. I mean, yeah, that was a freebie for them right there. So an insta Vala pick, and of course the big question is, what exactly is Team WAH gonna do? And they are pretty insane. And the blue team, they are the favorites. They struggled sometimes to take the victory, but at the end of the day, if you look at the last couple of weeks and even months, they are the team to beat. They are incredibly powerful, they're super strong, they are the ones who always seem to end up on top and win it. And especially their performance in the qualification tournaments of the X-Cup Summer was incredible. Because these guys were able to just win nearly every single tournament that they participated in. And of course, they took the main event as well, so they are the reigning champion right now. And you can expect, of course, them to also do very well here. But the Hardos, they are going to try and take them down. And there's a lot more competition now for Team WAH than the last time they played in the X-Cup. So maybe not in the qualifiers, but especially for the playoffs, when the teams are playing for all the prize money, I expect that we're going to see some crazy games. And if you remember, the double elimination system in the playoffs, it was the Hardos that dropped the blue team into the losers bracket. So that was actually pretty important back then. Now, are the teams showing everything they have in the grand final of a qualifier? Maybe, probably not. We'll see. There's always a little bit of trolling going around now too, but they are already guaranteed to get a huge chunk of points for the leaderboard, just making it into the grand final in the first place. But alright, so we got Maiev. Ultralisk is picking it instantly. If you remember the semifinals, Maiev was banned every time against him. Every single time. So now for the first time, Maiev makes it through the draft into the first round. And he doesn't even hesitate. Bam. Right into the Maiev pick. The Panda also banned. No top kek plays here. And a Nuburak. Yep, the Nuburak dive with Urel plus Maiev. Especially the Nuburak and Urel combo has been used by the blue team, I want to say, 2 times in their semifinal? 3 times? 2 times? So all that you pretty much got to do is come in and, yeah, look at the draft and then play around that. But either way, we got the next double pick incoming, and there it is, Lulnara and Zelia on Ana. Yeah, okay. I like a good pew-pew. I'm actually a little bit sad that Banana didn't play Ana in one of the earlier series, because Banana's Ana is pretty bananas, but yeah. Usually they ban Ana against Banana because he's so bananas in Ana, but in the last couple of games, right now, the meta is just not there, you know, so he doesn't play her as much. But if she at any point comes back in, I'm pretty sure we're going to see Banana pick Ana again. But now, Blaze and Junkrat. So, okay, so we got Garage and Blaze. We got Blaze for the top lane. Also a good stun follow-up in the team fights once that Garage is starting to go for the flip. It's Protect Vala time, and Junkrat can also do a lot here. So that's good. But now Masquerade. We need the front line. Now that his Nuburak has been denied, what is he going to pick on Battlefield of Eternity? Our first map heading into the grand final, the first qualifier. Guys, I'm just happy. Happy that we have the X Cup fall season start and that it's just such a stacked tournament. So here we go. Stitches gets played. Off we go. Stitches, last pick, Maiev, Lulnara, Battlefield of Eternity, first map. Let's get things started. Team WAH against the Hardos. Quasar on map number 1 on the left side. We got him on Urel, Masquerade on Stitches. Zelia is playing Ana. We got Dino on Lunara and Ultralisk on Maiev. On the right side of the map, the Hardos with Yasu on Brightwing, Hazops on Junkrat, Nick on Vala, Copenhagen playing Blaze. And we have Bad Benny on Garrosh. Oh yeah, let's go. Let's get some flips in. Lift with the knees, buddy. I hope that he didn't skip leg day at the gym because he's gonna need it here, especially against a big boy like Stitches. Stitches is pretty heavy, so you gotta lift with the knees. That's the only thing that you can really do here. But alright, so we got for now on level 1 the body check. Also arrow build. I mean, duh. You know, after all on Battlefield of Eternity. Helping hand. Here we go. But yeah, kind of fun to see that. And yeah, that is the disgusting skin. Look at this. Look at this. I talked about this earlier. Like, this skin is just... Ugh. Oh my god, he got pinballed around quickly. Yeah, sorry Masquerade, but that skin is just a big F. That's an F right there. Yeah. Ugh. Horrible skin. Anyways. He has the color coordination, so I give him that, but that's where it ends. Now, either way, we got our 1 versus 1 with Urel and Blaze at the top. The 4-man, of course, is what we really have to watch out for. Hooks are going to be incoming soon, and nice the camp spawns. This is where the first potential fight is going to pan out as well, but they're taking this quickly. Oh my god. Red team can't even react, and Nick is barely tumbling out of the way as this happens. Look at that. Nice. Good job, Zelia. Good sleep dart. Now, they didn't follow up on it. Stitch's hook was on cooldown. That's, of course, the scariest thing. It's not only the hook that you have to be cautious about. You also have to pay attention to what happens when Ana puts her sleep dart down, because if she hits you, then Stitches gets a free hook on you. And in this case, the only reason why it didn't happen was because he was on cooldown on this. So, big problem there. But I mean, anyways, we got at the bottom of the map still the camp that they got to deal with. Top side, they want to at least claim 1. But the full invasion of the blue team is already there. Look at the body blocks. Yeah, Stitches is a big boy. Stitches is a big boy. A little bit of cardio would be pretty good for him. But in this case, he's using it to his advantage. Sitting there and just body blocking everybody. Big hook on Hazu. And that's the end of Junkrat. The rat is dead. And they were trying to get a little bit more out of that situation. Quasar was following them into the choke point, trying to block them off even further. And yeah, that didn't quite work. So as it stands, we have the hits coming in on the wall, so they're getting some structural damage as well. And that is at least a good start for the blue team. But of course, they have a slight lead in experience now, thanks to all of this. They still go up against the repeating arrow, and that could end up with an advantage for the red team on the objective, especially once the level 7 kicks in, if he decides to go full out on it with the Monster Hunter. So yeah, there's that. But the 1 level lead or the half level lead that we're seeing there, that at least worries me a little bit, because that could very quickly translate into a talent advantage at the wrong moment in time, and then you just have to let the objective go. And that's kind of problematic. So all the way up at the top, we have the Immortal getting attacked. And down here, they're also trying to snipe it down, but it's all on Vala and the arrow. And so far, they're just racing it. So they're going for the halftime show race. They're trying for another kill, by the way. And they are all low. Look at Lulnara. Bambi is doing work. Bambi is doing some serious work here. Oh, but the Space Goat is in trouble. And the Space Goat is down. Yeah, Urel is dead, everybody. So that's a bit of a Cake W moment. Now they might just lose this one after all. It looked pretty okay. There's the hook. They try to go for Bad Benny, and Benny gets tethered and dies a painful death at the hands of Maiev. And they're trying to, of course, force them even further. Now they're going to lose out on the objective. That's definitely true. I don't think they can take that. There's just no way. You just have to poke that once. But if they can get another kill here, that would be totally worse. Yeah, with the grenades coming in, look at Masquerade. He's pretty much trying to collect them all. Vala with the arrow, and there it is. The RNG is with them, and therefore they get the first objective. Alright, also heavy focus, greater polymorph with the unstable anomaly now. Immortal, there's a level 7, so you can play around that a bit. But yeah, down at the bottom of the map, that's where we're gonna have most of the action happening right now. The serrated edges in, the choking pollen. And yeah, Lunara should be able to do fairly well here. Level 7 for both sides, and yes, there it is, the Monster Hunter. So we're gonna get... Oh, nice! Bad Benny with a quick flip here. Good job. Good for him. And the sticky flare right there. Brightwing is just disgusting as a hero. Magic spit, sticky flare. The entire character is like, yeah. Ooh. Sticky wicket and also the chattering teeth. But, well, this time they're going full 5-man on that. Oh, Benny! Benny, and he is still alive, but they're all so low. These damage over time setups of Lunara are just crazy. They kill Blaze. A lot of the damage is obviously something that you can't realize and where you won't be able to get a kill in. But if you have a good Lunara player and they are just close, and they're just softening the targets up a bit, then those last hits are always possible. And especially with Ultralisk on Maiev, I'm a little bit scared for them because that could be a big problem later on. Ultralisk is just crazy on Maiev, and if he's in a spot where he can set things up for Lunara, I mean, it can be Maiev to finish the job or anybody else on that lineup. Even Urel jumping into the backline would work for them. So they take both of those camps, and that leads to an entire level lead now. Entire level lead. And guys, an early level 10 would be crazy. But look at this. Here comes Bad Benny, and there goes Lunara. Bambi is as dead as his mother. As dead as HGC. Yeah. Sad panda. But good kill from the red team. So they actually did a really good job here flanking in like this. But anyways, we got now level 10 coming up. It's only a little bit, and it also is going to coincidence with the Immortal spawning. So there's that. And off we go. Immortal is up, level 10 any moment. The Hardos are trying to at least get a couple of points. Thornwood Vines. No leaping strike. Nope, we get the long poke. Long poke is in. Ah! Okay, that was unfortunate. But there's the Gorge. And since they don't have level 10 in bunker, this is easily going to be a kill. He's going to try and come out. A bit of body blocking. Poor Blaze. And here comes Garrosh. Look at that. Benny lending a hand. But now he himself is going to die. And I'm not so sure that Garrosh is... Sorry, that Blaze is going to get out of this one. Yeah. Another hook, maybe? No. Doesn't have to cooldown there. So yeah, level 10 abilities are ready. It's still an entire level lead. They take way too long to get level 10 themselves. They will have to let this one go. So down here, Dino is already poking it out and getting the acid in. Whereas another kill seems to be imminent. Yes! Kill it! Kill it! There we go. Alright, the Vermin has been taken out. The Pest Control has joined the game. And the Fruit Fly is dead. Trashwing has been eliminated. Alright, enough with the Brightwing hate for today. But we still have the halftime show not ticking in. They can take this one too, honestly. But right now, if they go for the race, they go for the fight. Seems like they're going for the fight. Yep, they are trying to get a couple more numbers in here. Here comes the tether. At least they go for the bunker. The disc is out. But where's that hook when you need it? Oh, the damage! And Maiev is the first one to fall. The Gorge on Blaze might just be enough. And Brightwing with an attempt at a save, but that didn't work, and now Brightwing is also in trouble. But by the way, the red team is still going to win this one. The red team might fall farther behind and lose more heroes here, but they're still going to win the Immortal. Vala is just crazy. Vala is just insane. Garrosh again, lifting from the knees, the hook, the hits, but it's not enough to threaten Benny seriously. So it must be a little bit frustrating for Team WAH. They are looking at 6 kills to 3, but they just can't win their Immortal. So they were so far ahead, but moving over to the camp and trying to claim that didn't really do them any favors there. They should have maybe just secured that position, so now they have to poke that out again. They're still a level ahead, and as it continues, this is going to be kind of nice. But there it is. The kill against Maiev again. Easily done. And the Hardos have momentum. They might still be a bit behind in experience, but they're starting to build that momentum up. Yeah. That, on the other hand, is maybe not the best position for Dequaza to be in. Yeah, that is a problem. And he's alive for now. The heals! Zelia, you monster! One hit after another, and he keeps Yrel alive. I didn't think that he would make it out. I thought, okay, that's another staggered death. Team WAH is going to lose more ground. But nope, Zelia is just looking at it and saying like, hey, not on my watch. I got this. I got this. I got you, bro. No worries. You're fine. So it's actually an interesting game at this point. The objectives don't really go all that well for the blue team. The Hardos and especially Vala are just a little bit too powerful around that. Even though in the last one I think Stitches could, or the blue team could have done a little bit better there. Maybe not make that move for the camp. As it stands though, we have now with level 13 also the extended hook range. So that's going to make things a lot easier for Masquerade. But yep. We have Aun at the bottom of the map still. Camp needs to be taken care of. But they're going to close that gap. So the lead in experience isn't really translating into a talent advantage anymore as it did previously. And that's pretty much the biggest deal. So yeah, if you don't have that talent advantage, and it doesn't really matter if your opponent is a level ahead or not. There's a stats advantage, of course. It's also to an extent relevant, but it's never big enough to make that much of a difference. Now we got the Abolish Magic in. We also got the Meat Hook, of course. Level 13, any second for them. And they still have Vala. And Nick right now is 31 stacks on the level 1. He has the Monster Hunter. He has his Repeating Arrow. So he can go for the full-on combo whenever he gets to the Immortal. And he's going to try and sneak over there. But they're playing it a bit differently. They're setting up the defense first. And hope for the team fight, of course. They have camps pushing every single lane. And that is a bit of an advantage for them now. And Blaze. Yep, that hook didn't hit anything. And here comes Vala and Nick with a double arrow. And that just chunks it down. The red team is, on the other hand, losing their own Immortal very, very quickly at this point. The full coordinated effort of Team WAH is pretty good. Yeah. I mean, they not only have Lunara here, they have a little bit more that they can throw into the ring. So 13 versus 14. And here comes the attack. They're going for the race. And who takes it? They're trying to defend again. They're realizing that Vala might wreck them after all. So they're going for a more defensive posture around it. Immortal number 3. They finally want to win one. But the hook doesn't connect. Dino comes to the left and is still putting the damage over time in. But they are losing out on it again. The team fight could change things if they're able to pull that one off. Immortal, of course, scales into the late game too. So the more they get, the stronger they become. And Maiev is dead as well. Jet propulsion kill as the Immortal is about to be taken. But Bad Benny... Bad Benny! Bad Benny is alive. Oh my god. Bad Benny alive. The Immortal taken. The Hardos with a big plays here. Benny with a life on the edge. Comes in again. Another stun. Another flip. And Masquerade is down. Masquerade dropped. Immortal at the bot lane. They can go for the top. They're trying to go for more kills. Another stun. Another follow-up. And Yrel, she might be able to get out here. But yeah, they are in trouble. They lost the top fort. They're going to lose the bottom fort. Infrastructures on the map are lost everywhere on the blue team side. Now, they are still ahead in experience. They're still ahead. Not for much longer. But even with them losing the 2 forts and getting murdered in that last battle, they are not far behind. They're still ahead. Of course, minimap is a bit of a different story. Once you're looking at structures, that's a different story, so they can still come back here. But yeah, it's crazy. Vala with 46,000 damage. I mean, just compare that to the top damage that we're seeing on the blue team side with Lunara sitting at the 28k. There's a reason why Korea bans out Vala every chance they get. Yep. 46,000 and the only one on the red team side that hasn't died yet. Masquerade's hooks were not really on point just yet. Had a couple earlier. Right now they're still waiting for that one monster hook to rule them all. Now Maiev has died 3 times and they want to go for the disc again, and there it is. So now a chance to maybe drop him. There's the hook and the gorge, but he has his bunker up, so they're trying to isolate him. And that is going to work, but he's simply going to bunker up. They're going to bust it down as quickly as they can. Another move, and this time Blaze is dead for real. Oh, That hook was scratching Brightwing. Yeah. That hook was scratching Brightwing, but not even the hook wants to get closer to Brightwing. Okay, I'll stop now. I'm sorry. At this point, it's getting a little bit too much. People are already crying here. Tears in the background. I can already hear it. But yeah, if you... there's another one. Okay. Where's the hook when you need it? There it is. No Gorge, but Bad Benny has a problem. Bad Benny. There's the heals. There's the Rip Tire. More Thornwood Vines. Good connect with the Rip. Pushes them back. Saves the day. Another hook. And Masquerade nearly got another one. Nice. So, Urel, she's at the top. Secures another camp and gets some experience for them. 16 talents already on both sides, by the way. So we find ourselves in another Immortal phase with even talents for the two teams. Manticore and the Tempered by Discipline are in play. Plus, obviously, now Pulverize, which is huge for Stitches. Oh, yeah. That slow is crazy. Armor reduction and slow on a single one. Are you insane? That one is just too good. Okay, here comes the disc. There's going to be silenced after that as well. Do we have another approach? Oh yeah, they're poking him down already, especially Dino. He's coming in time and time again with the Thornwood Vines here. Has no leaping strike this time. You go for the range poke. Down at the bottom of the map, that camp is going to take that fort down eventually. Another hook, another Gorge, and they go for Blaze again. 7 seconds for Bunker. He doesn't have that much time. Does he now? 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Yes, he survives. And you know what? Urel doesn't. Urel is dead. The polymorph prevented her from using the ult. No poly, no win. And it is once again the Hardos that go for the objective. This must be a bit of a frustrating game for Team WAH. It feels like they're doing so well when need be, and then they always lose one hero at the worst moment in time, and that just wrecks them. They got the hook, they got the Gorge, there was no bunker, but they can't kill him fast enough, and then this happens. Yeah, there's another disc, but I don't see it. They go for Copenhagen, maybe they can kill him. The tether was good, but they need more than that. Strafe is being used to zone them away, and of course the Immortal is going to be taken. The only question is, can they kill a hero or two in the process? Yeah, you want to kill heroes now so that the blue team, the red team can't push with 5. They play a 4 versus 5 here pretty much, by the way. Another hook, another Pulverize. Can they finally get a kill? And they can't. Bad Benny turns into good Benny. Yeah, he's crushing. Urel is topside trying to save the keep, and I got news for you, but this isn't looking good. That keep is likely gonna fall, maybe not now, but whenever they want to go in, they can drop this. So, yep, Team WAH has a problem. And they have a big one. How do they win this game? They haven't found an answer to this yet. They are consistently ahead in experience, but nobody gives a shit about how much XP you have when your core goes down. And they're losing structure after structure on the map. They've finally taken a fort at the bot lane, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter, because now they're losing at least 1 keep. If anybody moves towards the top, they're losing 2. And I guess if they get a few more kills, they might even try and go for the core. That one's more unlikely, maybe if the jet propulsion hits here. But now they try to go for, of course, yeah, the bunker. Okay. Okay, calm down. Copenhagen is dead. Yeah, Copenhagen is dead. Alright. Immortal on the core. That's gonna do a little bit more damage. Bam, that's 10% off. And with that, we are heading into late game with a half-level lead for Team WAH as they're still behind. It's actually crazy. I mean, look how the experience comes together, by the way. Look at the minion experience. 28,000 against 22,000. Blue team is doing way better on the minion experience. Their job at soaking, like the difference between the top soaker on Team WAH against the top soaker for the Hardos. 17,000 for Urel. They Quasar sitting on that side lane and getting the experience time and time again. Now, it's half a level until we have level 20, and with that big of a gap, honestly, that might make the difference between Team WAH losing or winning this. Vala is already sneaking down. Look at Brightwing. Brightwing, yeah, Brightwing was always a sneaky little shit. So she's moving in now to take this one. And she's gonna get that. And Vala is threatening the core. And they have to Hearthstone back, and they need to do it soon. And wow, that, ouch. Okay, Vala, I think if Vala would have committed here, she might have died, but they would have lost a lot. Like this, they're losing a little bit, but not a much. Can you imagine Vala sitting here? They might have lost 50% or more. But I guess eventually she would have died. And that would have been likely an immortal for the blue team. So I really wonder if they could have committed there or not. Because the Hearthstones on the right side, as the blue team was retreating, were interrupted by the rest of the Hardos moving in. Oh, that one hurt. Ah, that hook was good. Brightwing needs to help out here. And there's the disc. No Brightwing, no win. There it is. Garrosh is dead. Bad Benny turned into Dead Benny. And this might be the play for Team WAH. They don't have a keep anymore. They lost all of their keeps. All of the keeps are gone. But now this is a scary situation after all. Level 20 talents are ready for both teams. We are 20 minutes into the game. And this could be 100% immortal. Oh boy. Oh boy. The immortal would move down to the bot lane. That's why Urel is already sitting at the top and ensuring that they are pushing the camp out. Because they just cannot afford the camp with catapults to get onto the core. So right now, 100% immortal might even end this game if given time. 4 versus 4 fight. Masquerade is dead. Zelia is in trouble. The Hardos with the double kill. Oh my god. And Yasuo is about to escape here. Nick is saved. Yep, that's a disaster. Team WAH nearly had it. They nearly had it, and now they're just losing ground. Another jet propulsion that connects. Urel with the ult. Dino is trying to at least get the immortal. That's not gonna happen either. They're losing. They're losing right here, right now. That's game over. That's game over right here. They don't even have to go for the immortal. They don't care for the immortal. They just go for core. What a play. Urel top side, and the Hardos just say, guys, it's now or never. We can't afford them to take the immortal. Let's just go. Let's just take them down and then go for the core. If they don't win that fight, then it's over. The immortal will likely end the game. But the Hardos, they take the battle, they win it, and now they go for victory. Maiev is dead, and here comes the win. 1-0 lead for the Hardos in the grand final at the first qualifier of the X Cup Fall against Team WAH. Nicely played. Really well done. The Hardos with the lead in the best of 3.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Team WAH against the Hardos. And guess what? The Hardos are in the lead. Last fight. I mean, I gotta say it looked bad, right? They lost their tank. It was a 4v5 on the map, but Urel had to go top, so they said, okay guys, this is the only chance that we have. Let's move in with 4, take the battle, try and kill someone quick, and then take it from there. And they were able to pull it off. They killed 3 heroes, were able to go straight for the core, didn't have to bother with the immortal even. And yeah, nicely done. It still worries me a little bit that they lost out on so much lane experience. That was a huge gap. I mean, how many experience points was that thing? 7,000? That's a lot. So yeah, that was a little bit tricky. But anyways, now we're on Cursed Hollow, so the blue team obviously opted after the loss on map number 1 to have first pick and first ban. And the Hardos came in and said, well, then we want to have Cursed Hollow as our map. Which means that Abathar becomes a threat, the Vikings become a threat, as potential off-picks and curveballs that we could see here. Globals are taking off the map too, and if you're Team WAH, you are in a spot where you're like, what do we ban now? What could they pick this early that would ruin the day for us? So you have a lot of stuff that you want to get rid of at this point, and they can't really. I mean, in previous games we had Focus. Stukov is insane here. Can you ban Stukov? Are you more afraid of like Vikings, Abathar, something else? Normally heroes that get banned on the 3rd rotation, but who knows what the Hardos are going to try and do. And they ban Medivh. I don't mind that one either. Medivh is always that weird hero that doesn't get looked at for a long time, and all of a sudden someone busts him out again. And it's just one victory after another. So yeah, Medivh can be that X factor that is a problem. So they, in this case, get rid of him. And yeah, what's the first pick? I love how they take this long for the first pick. Okay, Zelia goes for Brightwing. They want to have a global. They want Brightwing. And if we go for supports, Stukov would be great here. I mean, again, Cursed Hollow, there's plenty of good supports now. Plenty of good ones that he can take. Stukov is obviously fantastic. Malfurion's still great. I got Kayn also up. So that's like 3. I mean, you've seen other teams take Rhaegar here for the camp clear. I don't think that's going to be a thing here, but still, the 3 foremost mentioned ones are pretty strong. And Nick is going for Vala again. They go for Nubarak and they go for Vala. I feel the Nubarak pick is actually serving two purposes. First of all, they can play really well with the Nubarak too. They showed it in the past. When Bad Benny had his Varian phase where he only picked Varian, whenever Varian was not available, he went for a Nubarak instead. So they're very familiar with their playstyle. And Nick, of course, believes in Vala. Especially, I assume that he watched some of the Korean tournament too. And you pick the hero away from Masquerade, who so far has played Nubarak together with Irel whenever he got a chance. So now we got Hoga and Maiev. Ultralisk, he lost with Maiev on the last map, but you could see how much of an impact he had. Initially he died a bit often, but he still contributes a lot. So now that his hero isn't banned out for the second time, he locks her in. But I wonder what the blue team is going to ban now, if they're going to ban Stukov. Because you have a Nubarak already. Stukov is a really important piece of the puzzle. And it's not the only one that works with this, but it's a good one. And they ban Murden, which I also like, because Masquerade has shown a bit of a tendency to go into Murden too. So yeah, I like it. Yeah, they're really thinking through this. This is, by the way, the beauty when you have teams go up against each other that are very, very familiar with each other. Because they kind of know the strengths and weaknesses of the other team very, very well. Yeah, there's the Stukov ban. And now the follow-up has to be either Malfurion or Deckard Cain, I guess. Unless, of course, they want to go into any kind of like double support setup, which I don't really see happening. But then again, I mean, Uther is always a bit of an option, but usually more so interesting when you have someone that you want to put the Divine Shield on. There's the Chen for the first time, and there's Uther. Okay, they go for it. Uther is here, and Chen. He was banned multiple times against them. Now he gets played. Copenhagen on Chen. He's known, of course, for his Leo as well, but here comes his Chen. Here comes the Panda. Here comes Fat Illidan as he joins the battle, trying to jump in feet first and chase targets down. The double pick for the blue team to counter all of that, as they are hoping for 2 wins in a row. Can they pull it off? Yes? No? We'll find out with Diablo and Sylvanas. Yeah, that's scary. I mean, these guys in general are just scary. And Dino and Sylvanas, we'll see what he can do now. Okay, last pick for Hazu. What are we getting here? I really want to see what they're going to go for now. Imagine an Abathar with this too. Chen with Abathar. Ugh. Nah, but they go for Imperius. Triple frontline Vala. Uther as the heals. Guys, let's go. Game number 2. Can the Hardos pull it off? That's the big question. Can they do a 2-0 here? Or do we go game number 3? We're going to find out in a bit. Cursolo, map number 2 in the grand final of Qualifier number 1. Prepare yourself for battle. Dequaza on Hogger. We have Masquerade on Diablo. Ultralisk on Maiev. Dino on Sylvanas. And Zelia on Brightwing. As Team WAH is getting ready for battle and ready to tie the series and move to game 3. If they can pull it off or not, we'll figure that out in a bit. The Hardos on the right side with the lead in the best of 3 with Hazops on Imperius. Nick on Vala. Bad Benny on Nubarak. We got Yazu on Uther, and Copenhagen has decided that it is Panda time. So, what can they do? Arrow build again for Vala. Pretty much a standard for most maps. I guess Infernal with a multi-shot build is the exception. And down here, they are starting to dive in, spawn the beetles, and try to burn one of the towers down. And yep, the same is happening, of course, with Sylvanas. So it's a little bit of a race, but the thing is, I don't think that's a race that the Hardos can win, because Sylvanas is just too much of a factor here. So yep, one tower goes down, and they're starting to rotate, whereas the blue team, yeah, they're stopping after one tower too. Honestly, one of the things that I enjoy quite a bit are the games where we're seeing teams just go for a push at the beginning, and nobody wants to blink first. So what happens is that the teams just destroy the entire fort. That accelerates the games by a lot. Yeah, here's the attack against Masquerade. Massive amount of stuns. I'm honestly not so sure, though, if it was the smartest choice for Bad Benny to really get the stun on Diablo. It might have been better to just tunnel through and then body block him here. So that might have been the better option there. Anyways, they can't get the kill. Mad amount of stuns, but the heals and the survivability are, of course, also kind of crazy. Oh, yes. Dino down to half health. Yeah, they are very aggressive. Very aggressive stance on the map now. Another trap. Hazo already jumping in. Oh boy. Like, they are trying to really crush them early on, aren't they? I mean, there's a mad commitment here. A couple of stacks for Vala, but not really enough. And down at the bottom of the map, the Uther solo lane. It's a trap. That's at least what Dino thinks. He's like, yeah, I'm not so sure. Looks a little bit like a bait to me. So I'm not necessarily going to go for that one. But yeah, so at this point, Vala is just taking the first camp. They're also going for one. It's the Bruiser camp in the case of Team WAH. And Vala with the first down. Especially since the objective spawns here early. You want to get that out of the way. The 4 abilities are tickling in for both of them. The repeating arrow. And here comes again a play for Masquerade. But Brightwing with a heal is able to get the big chunk through. Teleports in. Also, we got the Hoggers, Joggers, plus on the Prowl. Yep. But the aggression is so far coming mainly from the Hardos. Hardos, look at this. Look at this shit. I mean, they are coming in time and time again and just like murdering them with the CC. And Brightwing, Zelia, he has been able to deny the kills for now. But Dibbles is dead. And the stacks are, of course, kicking in slowly and steadily for Vala, which is going to increase their damage on the initial salvo even further. So that is pretty good. Now, down here, but Benny needs to be very careful. Siege Giants are being taken out first. And for the Tribute itself, that little kill didn't help them a whole lot. Because Diablo is already back. Chen is coming in. Mid lane will have to be defended, though. Yeah, but he's getting probably XP and then he's going to peace out. Down at the bottom, they need to interrupt. And I'm not sure if they can. No, Zelia is taking it. And Uther overextended and is now getting chased. But instead, Masquerade is again getting targeted and dies for the second time. Diablo, yeah, I don't know. Lord of Terror my ass. Nope. Sweet like a kitten. He's about as terrifying as a headless chicken. It's like, he dies way too much right now. Now again, 29 stacks on the souls and obviously getting a CC'd hard. But we'll see if they can continue that. They're going for Brightwing and then take her down too. Jeez, I mean, these CC trains that we're seeing right now are getting ridiculous. Hazo, on the other hand, committed Sudoku right here. He went way too deep. And then all of a sudden he's like, well, I don't want to be here. Ultralis said, hey, tether, baby. And that was the end of that. So we got the Tribute spawning again. Hazo's going to be back in that time frame. 3 kills to 1. But yeah, that's always a bit of a Monka moment when you have a situation like this. And it seems like the blue team is going to try and tell them, listen, 2 can play that game. We can gank too. And indeed they do. Bad Benny, they keep him alive for plenty of time, but eventually he dies. Didn't have the cooldown ready to go for the borrow charge. So he's not able to get out of there. 2 tributes. 2 tributes for the blue team. Yeah, the early aggression, I like it. I like what the Hardos did. I like what the thought process was. But losing the 2 heroes, losing Imperius and then a Nubarok definitely did a number on them. And they lost both tributes. So now they have to fight for the next one. Or they're going to get cursed and don't really want to suffer through that. Zelia down here, on the other hand, he's... Oh my god, really? They both survived? Holy hell! Blue team is getting a little bit lucky right now, aren't they? I mean, nice escape, don't get me wrong. But there was definitely a bit of an RNG factor over here too. So now as they're going for the fountain, there's finally some resistance. And Diablo is moving in from the mid lane too. Gets another wall stun in. Bullies Benny around slightly, but they go for Brightwing again. Zelia has to move out. The fight continues. They try for another hit. 1 stun, 2 stun. And Masquerade is murdered once again. Hogger is alone at the top lane and trying to do what he can. There's the level 10 abilities now for Team WAH. But they are getting whacked. As we have another kill coming in. Fat Illidan is jumping into the fight. Yes, and Nick is getting tons of damage out and is even still safe. So they're escorting my F away, and that's another kill. Damn, they're killing everybody down here. 6 kills to 2. The fort is down. The same is happening at the top, by the way. And the red team is cursed. Tequaza got a freebie on the channel. And so there's a curse against them. And yeah, I don't know. Mad aggression from the Hardos, and I guess it's working to an extent as long as they're not losing too many structures. The top fort was a sacrifice they were willing to make anyways. As long as they can defend the lanes now, they're Gucci. But boy, there's some serious aggression that we're seeing from them. Okay, boss is getting attacked. And you already guessed it. The same is happening topside. So here we go. In come the hits. Vala, of course, with the Monster Hunter can easily chunk that down. And Nubarak is helping out slightly. Yeah, they deal with this. But someone needs to also go to the bot lane. And I guess it's going to be Hazu sitting in the middle for now. Dequasa's taking the XP. Boss for boss. But up at the top, the small difference. The entire wall is still standing. Down at the bottom of the map, this one is already falling. So they suffered quite a bit of damage. I'm not sure how much they can do in the long run here, but they need a few more kills if they want to really bring this over. The boss is definitely going to take the bottom fort. That is not a question. Hazops is in trouble. Back there, the cocoon. Hazu is trying to make his way out. And did he see him? Yeah, well, he knows definitely now where he is. So Hazu is dead. He's going to try and make his way over, I suppose, if he has the ability ready. But he's not going to survive this. That's just not going to happen. No. There it is. Imperius is down. Sylvanas is dealing with the boss up at the top. Down at the bottom, Vala is doing the same thing. 3 kills to 6. Experience fairly even. It's the structural position that is just awful for the Hardos. And they are so far behind in structures. Now, that doesn't mean much yet. But again, it's about the team fights now. And here the camp gets taken. So they steal that away too. Now they have to deal with that. From going into a very aggressive playstyle where they made the shots, now into them just being extremely reactionary because they need to try and be safe. And it's Team WAH that calls the shots. 3 deaths on Dibbles, but they need a bit more if they want to win this one. Level 13 now for both teams, tempered by discipline for Nick again. And also the spell shield for our boy Uther. Now with this Divine Storm. We'll see. I mean, the game is pretty much reset at this point around the tributes and its even experience. But yeah, losing 2 forts, that hurts. Especially if that bottom boss is taken again later. It would go straight for the keep here. And top side, they barely took the wall down. I mean, the keep, the fort, sorry, has barely been scratched. So, yeah. A bit tricky. But okay. For now, 21 stacks for Vala. Everybody's just sitting there in the middle, hiding a little bit. It's just like 2 gank squads on the map that are trying to get kills. I mean, at this point they could just simply agree where to fight and go for a big brawler mid lane, and I think this is what's more or less agreed upon. Especially since there's a camp pushing in. Spell aura is of course still there, but they're gonna burn the mage down as fast as they can. Oh, there's the engage! And they get some damage in on Diablo. It's not too much. And of course, you can't get too close to him either. They're just gonna flip you and push you into the wall. Or worse, flip you over it. But it's tribute time again. And for the Hardos, the objective is pretty clear. They need to kill a couple of heroes. They can't play the long con right now. No, they have to kill a few. So here's the engage. 1, 2, everybody engaging in. They're kegging them away. They're kegging. They're kegging. And Masquerade is down. Top keg play by Copenhagen. That's an easy tribute, at least it should be. But they are hoping for more kills. I have no idea where Dequaza thinks he's going, but if he doesn't pay it... Oh my god! The cage is down in the back. They're trying to go for the fight. Dibbles is coming, but they're so low, Dino! They kill an Uberak. Are you shitting me? How did Dino survive? How did Ultralis survive? The barbecue play from Diablo. Full-on lightning breath, and they not only get 3 kills, but they also take the tribute. Are you kidding? What? What? Did you see Sylvanas? She had pretty much no hit points left. 1, 2 auto attacks, and she is dead. And Dino made it out of the fight. And Team WAH just crushed everything. Now they are more than a level ahead. And what looked like a disaster for the blue team in that situation, not the game itself, turned in favor of them. They lose Diablo early. He gets isolated, he gets killed, he has the stacks and is coming back, but he needs time. The team is forced into a 4 versus 5. They nearly lose 2, save both of them, and Diablo arrives, they turn it around and kill 3 heroes. Insane. Yeah. There's the CC again, and now, of course, you are a bit in trouble. Now, that also is true for Masquerade, who just gets kicked out. Good stun, but it's not enough. They're trying to go for the play here. Strafe is being used, and, of course, the Hardos, they're trying to somehow stay alive. But Anubarak is dead. Dead. Benny strikes again. And And that's keep. That's pretty much keep. You have a catapult, you have 2 siege giants starting to do the damage here. The cage, the tether, and oh boy, there's another barbecue play right here. Harzorps. Rumor has it it's actually not a lightning breath, it's just, yeah, Dibbles never really brushes his teeth, so that's just his breath right there. Everybody's just like, ugh! Just paint it green and you got it. But yeah, they go for the panda, they have Sylvanas, Copenhagen is dead, and now the only choice is, do you go core, do you go keep? Well, first of all, you gotta save Sylvanas, and that didn't happen, so I guess that puts a stop to it. It's still successful. 9 kills to 8. Yeah, and at the top, the entire wall is also opened up. Now we got another tribute up on the map. It's still a 4 versus 3. On top of this, you have the bosses in play. So, yep. That's quite the development here. Are they fighting for this? Getting interrupted. Zelia, 2 tributes. Now, we have 5 tributes taken by the blue team. 5. Not a single tribute has been claimed by the Hardos. Not one. Alright, alright. The panda is back. Vala hasn't died yet. Uther hasn't died yet. And Hogger hasn't died yet. Those are the only ones. Now, they have to go for the boss here. And they will take it. I kind of love how the blue team is not going for the boss at the bottom yet. Yeah, they're a little bit afraid to take that. So the camp is taken. They know that the boss is not getting claimed. I was honestly waiting for them to just rush down because this boss would now move for core. But it's only 13 minutes in. So they take the boss. This one could take down the fort. But boys, it is another tribute in 14 seconds. That would be a curse. Yeah, they get some camps here, but they gotta make their way over or they're gonna be in trouble. And talking about being in trouble. Double catapult at the bot lane. 1 catapult counter pressure is all they got. Alright. So they take the boss down. It's a trap. Uther gets attacked. He wants the Divine Storm. He gets the Divine Storm. The cage is down as well as Maef is moving in for it. Yasu is about to go down and he dies. Uther is dead. Dequaza, he dies too. But so did Inuburak. So it's still a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Team WAH. And now, oh my god, Ultralisk and Masquerade, Brightwing with a heal. And the wall stun against Imperius. Hazu dies. And that's level 20. That's Storm Talons. Copenhagen, he gets attacked. Vala is already dead. 5-man team wipe. Everybody dead and wiped off the map. Camps pushing every lane. They could go for the tribute. They could go for the boss. They could go for the middle. Honestly, they could go wherever the hell they want. And turns out they want to win in the game. So they're going for the core. They go for the core and they force game number 3. What a tournament, guys. What a tournament. So many games today going the full distance. We have another one that goes to map number 3. Team WAH against the Hardos. They're going the full distance here today as the blue team locks in the victory on Cursed Hollow. Nicely done, GG. Well played. Game number 3, full distance everybody. We have Infernal Shrines as our final map in the series, and one of the 2 is going to take it here now and claim those 10 points for the leaderboard. Again, this is all about qualifying for the playoffs. This is what the teams are going to try and do here. Now, second place still gets 7 points, so that is a fair amount in the grand scheme of things. So it's not like you're walking away with nothing if you don't take this. But of course, getting those 3 extra points is a pretty nice cushion, especially if you want to fight for one of those top positions within the leaderboard. But yeah, we got Infernal up, and the last map was pretty impressive by Team WAH. Some of those fights were extremely well coordinated by them, and kudos. So on the bans, we start with Brightwing. It's so funny to me, really. It's so entertaining to me that in Europe you have Brightwing now banned as a first ban. Granted, bit of a target ban against Zelia too, but banned on the first. And in Korea, nobody even looks at Brightwing. Gets neither picked nor banned. I mean, I think it's not quite fair. I think Brightwing was banned, if I remember correctly, in the grand final of the Korea tournament 1 time. And lost, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Brightwing they completely ignore that hero. And here it's just like, yeah, insta-ban. Now, we got Junkrat also banned out. Infernal Shrines, of course, all about the choke point again. And there's the respect ban for Ultralisk. Now, they didn't ban it multiple times, but this time they just said, alright guys, we just can't deal with that. We have to make sure that we're going to ban out Maiev as well. Too many tethers, too many cages, too many plays that were being made there. Yeah, so we get, first of all, Dehaka also banned. So it's pretty much attacking the globals again. And also all the AoE that he brings on the shrine, the tether that he has, the drag, and of course on top of that, isolation. Yeah. It was actually kind of interesting also. Some of the Korean teams, I think it was, there's so many tournaments lately. I think it was some of the Korean teams, yes, and not the previous tournament where we had China playing, but some of the Korean teams, when they played Dehaka, went into even adaptation. Vala first pick, once again. Alright. Yep. Vala first pick is ready. It's third time in a row now. Game number 1, they did a huge amount of work with Vala. And honestly, Nick did a ton of damage on the last map too. Just wasn't really enough. But yeah. Team WAH with the Leo and Sylvanas rotation. Okay. The Quasar again with the Ice Giant. Gotta love that skin. It was one of the first skins that I got for Leoric. And of course the Janitor then kind of took his spot at some point. But yeah, Leo skins, a lot of them I'm not really the biggest fan of, and they don't, yeah, it's like, eh. But that one is awesome. Blue Ice Giant, just like striding across the battlefield. Jumping on his money pick. And riding to victory. It's a pretty good setup, by the way. A Nubruk, Stukov, Vala, are you kidding me? I mean, that's the dream lineup right there. Keep the last map in mind. What did they want? They wanted the Stukov, but they didn't get it. So now they start with the Vala first pick, and all of a sudden they walk away with Stukov and a Nubruk on top of it too. That is pretty good. So yeah, that is very, very good. Yeah, this is about as good as a start in the draft as you can get. Bit curious to see what they're playing outside of that. All the globals are banned now. So Dehaka, Falstad, Brightwing, everything's out. Now, you can always go for like an ETC with a stage dive, of course. Unlikely. Illidan with a hunt. But yeah. Well, what are they gonna get rid of here? Maybe try and ban out Zelia again? Or Masquerade. Diablo could be a good ban. They banned Tigers. I mean, Tigers wasn't taken yet. They prioritize Vala over Tigers at this point. But that gives them a chance to go for Diablo if they want to. And there is a good chance that they're going to go for that. Diablo and Infernal Shrines is just... he is fantastic. Alright. Well, I mean, probably going to be... oh no, Masquerade goes for Johanna. Alright, Jojo's in. And Lucio for Zelia. We need one more damage dealer, maybe even a mage. On Hazo and Kopen. Kopen's Leo has already been taken. Panda is up. Could go Blaze. Blaze and Urel, two great candidates now for the side laner. Together with the Nubarak. That makes a whole lot of sense to go for one of those. And it is... Lulnara and Hogga. Alright, Hogga is in. And Hazo's gonna lull around a little bit. And that leaves us with the final one, Ultralisk. Now, he can't play his... he could play Kerrigan. If he really wanted to go for it, he could play Kerrigan. This is Infernal Shrines after all. They banned out his Maiev, but he played a lot of Kerrigan too. Range damage would of course always be an option as well, but Ultralisk, I mean him being Ultralisk, the two heroes that you think about these days, there it is. Kerrigan is in, everybody! You have Infernal Shrines, the final map in the best of 3 series, the grand final of the first qualifier for the X Cup fall season. Yeah, let's go. Let's see who claims victory here on the final map of the match. Grand final time, everybody. Let's get this party started. On the left side, the blue team with Quasar on Leoric, Ultralisk on Kerrigan, Dino on Sylvanas. We got Zelia on Lucio, and Masquerade is playing Johanna. On the right side of the map, on the other hand, we got Copenhagen on Hogga. We currently have Yasuo on Stukov, Nick on Vala, Hardos is playing Lunara. And we have Bad Benny on Nubarak, everyone. So, let's get this show on the road. Obviously, now with the setup around Stukov, they have way more of that killer combo that they kind of want here. We also have Vala now with a fire at will on level 1. So, once again, speccing into a multi-shot build, since they're trying to get the most out of every single objective fight. Just completely carpeting the floor with the hits there. So, we'll see what they can do. But for now, it's just a bad, mad brawl in the middle. Nobody dying, everybody eating damage. And off we go. Yeah, we got a little bit more here right now. There's a small attack towards the left. Dino already needs to be a bit careful, but Bad Benny is also dropping low in HP. Vala moving in too. They're starting to chase a bit, and Nick is getting his hits off. So he's starting to come in with some easy hits on all of this. Also, of course, trying to get the stacks together here for the fire at will. But in the middle of the map, it's not the only one that's hitting. We got the Vala and Lunara combo. So Bambi is doing some work too. While we have Stukov with a low blow. And, so forget, this is Zealous Glare right there. Against Lunara, that's actually pretty sweet. So if you can blind her consistently during these fights, Hardos is gonna get a lot less out of his abilities, of course. That damage over time can be an absolute nuisance. And yeah, we'll see what they can pull off here. They may go for the neutral cap at the bottom of the map first. Could still make a play for their own, of course, on the top right side, which is very likely what's going to happen next. Vala already moving back for a bit of extra mana here. But yeah, once a Kerrigan makes the engages, this is going to be the interesting part. Ultralisk is really the one to watch out for now. A lot is going to hinge on him. A bit unlucky, by the way, getting dismounted like that, but okay. That's one hell of a sexy skin, by the way. I gotta say, that's one of the skins where Blizzard did fairly well. So yeah. But in we go. We have level 4 talents. Next objective, our first objective, is going to soon be announced. Usually it takes until level 7 when the teams make their real commitment. Going to be announced in 15 seconds. Bad Benny is already a bit of trouble. Bad Benny, hello. And boy, that was scary for a moment. So yeah, they still go for the cap. He can always dive back out, I guess. Gets healed up here by Stukov. And Yasuo did some serious work with Stukov earlier already. So yeah, we'll see. First objective is up. Anubarak is at the bottom of the map. Hogger's up at the top. Both of them are on level 5. But yeah, 20 seconds until that. And normally we would see them make a play for level 7, of course, so that you get the extra talent in. The thought process is pretty much always the same. If your opponent goes on the objective first, while you soak level 7, they might get the lead over you, but then you move in with level 7 and a talent advantage, and you just wipe the floor with them. And then they lose the objective afterwards. So you normally just have a few heroes on the objective, poking a little bit. You have 4 roughly there, but you still want to have your side laner on the lane and soak some minion experience just so you get level 7 first. So that's normally what happens. And this is pretty similar to what we're seeing now down here at the bottom. We still have this battle up here to the top. Porga already going for the full ping, but there's the condemn and Copenhagen might be in trouble. Leoric goes in and he's not the only one. Lucio's also dashing out, so that's a kill. They're looking for the double too and nearly got a Nubarak, but Hogger killing him is already pretty nice. And as you can see, that's not only level 7, but that's also very likely the first objective of the game. So they can take that. Look at this speed charge. Alright. I haven't seen that in a hot minute. So, interesting setup here for Masquerade. Going straight up for the speed charge. This is actually a pretty fun one. So, yeah. Speed charge is in. We got the Underking. And here's the first push. Arcane Punisher on top of that too. Vala going straight on level 7 into the hot pursuit here. Bait over the wall. The problem is, you guessed it, it's the Sylvanas push. So they should at least get the wall out of this. And if they can go a little bit deeper, they can maybe even disable that, do some work here. A couple of blinds would also help. But yeah, not for now. Lucio's gonna move in too. That's a great start for Team WAH. That's a really good start for them. Zelia! And he's dead. Too deep, too aggressive, and he gets punished. And here comes Azu. With a bit more poke, Masquerade, there's no support for him, keep that in mind. And he's really low, but he's gonna get out of this one. But instead, they can now focus on the camps and steal those away, because there's nobody left that can in any way contest this. So they move into the left side, they take it, can provide vision now, and take the fountain down. There is. Vision provided. Immediately the Khaldors are attacking it. Boom. Fountain gone. Now, the next fight over this one isn't really going to be in anytime soon, but still. And they're diving onto the structures now to try and take at least the tower down. And they're able to do that. But here comes the dive on Ultralisk because they're looking for more. They're looking for the kill, but Bad Benny himself is also in trouble and finds himself surrounded by opponents. Hardos is still poking, but they're all getting out of the fight. Both teams move away. Nobody dying right here. And oh boy. Yeah, for the final map of this series is actually a pretty entertaining one already. Top side, nicely done. Leo will probably be slowed down a bit by Copenhagen. The Quasar is making the best out of the situation. It just simply moves around the side, doesn't even get dismounted, so he doesn't lose any time there either. And Zelia has one job right now. One job and one job only. Masquerade in voice. He's like, Zelia, I know what you're doing. No, not quite. Alright, just go in and piss them off. And that's exactly what Lucio is currently trying to pull off here. And Lucio is one of the best characters at this. Yasuo with... Oh, nice damage from Hazu. And they still get the camp, so that doesn't really change. And of course the idea is to also get the fountain here. Vision has been provided, but as you can tell, yeah, it's not happening. So, yeah, they turn the aggro away. And now they can just simply take those down. They save the fountain to fight another day. Good for them. Next objective is soon going to be kicking in too. And with Sylvanas, another push is already established up at the bottom of the map. But again, it's Zelia who's in trouble. Needs to pop the sound barrier here. Cocoon is out to strafe. There it is, the lurking arm. And goodbye, Lucio. Yep, there it is. A little bit too much damage. Kerrigan is dead too. Oh boy. Now it is the Hardos that are getting the kills in again. 3 kills to 1. And they are aiming for the bot lane. That wall will fall pretty much already down here. And at the top a shrine is activating. Hazops wants to make sure that the last tower also gets dropped. They lost the first objective, but they're getting the kills now, don't they? So we got 23,000 damage for Vala. And Lulnara is at 19,000 at this point. Level 11 versus level 11. Are they going to try and invade here? Quasar, he gets the Entomb out, but that might not be enough. Ultralisk with the combo, and Bad Benny jumps out. But they're going for the kill, and they're getting Leo. Leo is ghosting around as he got killed first, and now they have the upper hand on the shrine again. Now the good thing is that Leo, of course, is gonna spawn on site, so it is the best part of the... If you lose any character, it's supposed to be Leo. He spawns on site, he doesn't have any travel time from the Nexus, and he can also reduce the time a little bit by simply connecting the drains here. So there's like... The Quasar is already back. But they have a lead. They have a lead regardless. The Hardos are slightly ahead now. And if they can get the objective at this point, that would be pretty neat. They've done a very, very good job so far. Leaping Strike, by the way, for Lunara, in case they didn't catch it yet, with Thornwood Vines played against the Hardos earlier. But they are going for Leaping Strike, helps you with the repositioning. And of course, Thornwood Vines more so a thing that we've seen because of the Battlefield of Eternity pick. Yeah, there's a level 7 talent in action. He's out of there. Yeah. Good old Urel has a Divine Steed. And, yeah. Jojo comes in and says, hold my beer. 23 to 33 points. Much better position for Team WAH. And they take it. They even got the sound barrier out now just to secure it 100% and make sure that if there's a big battle happening, they can take them. And there's the Entomb. A blessed shield and a dead Lunara. Bambi is down. Bambi is dead. Insta-kill there. Really nice combo. First coming through with the Entomb, stopping Hazu cold, and then they follow up on it with the Blessed Shield. And now they go for Copenhagen. And the Ultralisk gets dodged. He's on the run. That's another jump, a combo, and goodbye, Fleabag. Yep, top fort is down. They go for the next camp, and they are driving that momentum train hard into the half of the Hardos. Nick is on the run. The Immortal, look at this. This guy is still at 68% HP after they took the fort down. And they are, of course, now focusing into the mid lane where they're taking another one apart. With Sylvanas, it's absolutely no problem whatsoever. 3 kills to 4. And I guess technically they could have tried to go for the bot lane too. Since the red team is still trying to defend the top, that would have worked for sure. Now, they are trying to take at least some of these things down. But, yeah, that is another great spot for the blue team to be in. I mean, we've seen a lot of back and forth in this series already, so the Hardos are always in a spot where they can bring this back. We have them now tempered by discipline after the hot pursuit again. But they really need to get some kills in order to make it happen, because now the experience gain for Team WAH is pretty incredible. Alright, Nara jumping in again, and she gets stopped cold. Hazu gets stopped. Nice attempt, using the mobility on the leaping strike to go back in and out. But now he is dead, and so is Anoop. And only killing Leo just doesn't cut it, especially if you're losing a third. Yeah, Dino is low, but as usual, Dino survives. I mean, every time you think that he has no chance of escape, and then he just turns back, has no hit points, but it's like, yeah, well, whatever. Did everything that I came here to do. Killed 3 of you, and I'm still fine. And now they can try and take down that bottom fort, which is already struggling. Vala is, of course, the entire time just poking. But boy, there's a level 16, and yeah, it is problematic. The royal focus is in after we already saw the ominous raid. The forts are all down, and momentum. Momentum is here for Team WAH. And with Sylvanas, you can always capitalize on that by pushing structures even further. I mean, just look at it. They're moving instantly towards the camp. They know that with level 16, there's just no chance for the Hardos to fight this. I mean, they can fight it, they're just not going to win it. But they're already losing even more. They lose him again. No, not like this. Bad Benny is also in trouble. He doesn't have the cooldown to burrow charge out. And oh boy, this... Oh my god. This just went from bad to horrible. Yeah, they're going to lose the keep now, aren't they? There's only 2 defenders left. And they have Sylvanas. So they break through the wall. They have 18 seconds until Hogga is back. And they can easily do murderous damage here. Even if they don't take the keep now, they will drop it so low that at any point later they can crush through it and go through the remaining few hit points like hot butter through cheese. 9 kills to 5, 17 to 15, and they got the keep too. Wow. 12 minutes in, and they just can't stop. The pain train is coming, and it's hitting hard every single second. I mean, they're just hammering them down. They're playing Whack-A-Mole at this point. See target, kill target. That's pretty much what's going on here. So we got 9 kills to 5. The top keep already gone. And the objective is now activating. Now, the only thing that they have is even talents. That's the only thing that the Hardos have now. That allows them to take fights. That allows them to go for a big battle and maybe even win it. Now, if they can win that, that would be pretty pork. If they can pull it off. They have to win this one. Like, losing this Immortal is not really an option. Unless you get multiple kills in the process. If you get multiple kills in the process, then maybe. Oh, and there's the first one. I mean, that was a bit of a grief. Masquerade is down. And Yazu with a pork play as he isolates the entire choke point. Now, they are still fighting. They don't give a rat's ass. They're still going for the battle here. The Quasar is moving out, and they're trying to buy a little bit of time. They have lanes pushing everywhere. But that one was important. That kill was really, really important. So that brings them back into the game a little bit. Now, there's still a lot of work to be done. We have them 2 levels behind. But winning the objective here is huge. So that one was beautiful. The Quasar, sorry, Masquerade was thinking about pushing in. And very quickly learned that that wasn't really a great idea. Yeah, they were waiting for him. So now they have to defend against this one. And that's, of course, an opportunity that the Hardos are going to take to do some damage. And it's going to be a fort, 100%. Masquerade is back. Hogga isn't here, so they are playing with 4 heroes plus Motor Punisher. But they should be able to take that wall down. At least the side wall is going to fall. Ultralis, talking about side. Yep, there's the combo, there's the stun, and goodbye. Wah, wah. Lunara is dead again. Bambi is down. And so is Zelia. Meet Hogga and is done. Comes in with a shockwave, and there it is, but oh my god, no! Just as it seemed like maybe they have a chance to bring this back, they're not only losing Lunara and Nubarak, they're also losing Stukov. 3 dead, the push at the bot lane with the camp, the catapult coming in, and now this is gonna be another keep, isn't it? Maybe Hogga can stop them somehow, they got the damage dealer still, but let's not forget that Karrigan is here too. Now, the one that's missing is Lucio, though, so that helps, because obviously without the support you can't really overstay too long, and Bambi is back to business, so they might get the key, but I think they're going to pay a price for it. The Nara being back, they're not even poking too hard. No, they're just letting it happen. They're realizing they can't do anything about it, so they just decided that with level 20s already available for Team WAH, what they're going to do is just sacrifice the keep and then go for a last hurrah. They have to throw a Hail Mary. There's no other way. There's no other way. You gotta throw a Hail Mary here. You gotta try and see if you can maybe make a play somehow. And, I mean, good luck with that. So, down here, there's no camps up right now that they can take. Nothing like that. But yeah. It's a little bit tricky for now. At this point, we got 12 kills, 2-7. Big advantage, of course, for them. For the blue team. Damage output 61,000 for Vala, which is obviously kind of crazy, but she also never died. Still 20,000 less than Sylvanas. There's a huge discrepancy between the two. But the kill count is on the side of the blue team. They were the ones making those kills happen. And they're looking for the final keep. They're looking to take this one down too. And what can they get here? Can they get the keep? They have a 2-level advantage and they have a level 20 advantage. Or do they just wait for the objective and simply paint the map blue by taking every single camp they can find? Khazras are already doing more than enough, so good for them. And up here they're also taking... Oh, Jesus, this is just nuts. Honestly, they should just go for the keep. Just push in before the Hardos have level 20. The Hardos need a small miracle. They can pull it off. I mean, Yasuo was able to get that kill earlier, or prep it, against Masquerade. If they do anything like that again, they have a chance. Now, they get level 20. The bot lane is, of course, the bigger concern, because it's going to be continuous catapult pressure on the bot lane, while everybody's fighting for the top. That pauses a bit of a meme. But yeah, so what's going to happen is, everybody's going to fight up here, and the bot lane is going to push. And there's a catapult in every single wave, and there's no counter catapult by the red team. Now, as they take this one too, that means there is a pretty strong push coming through the bottom of the map with catapults at the 17-minute mark, where these bad boys are starting to do some serious damage. So the Hardos can't afford to have a long poke battle up here going for the objective. They need to make sure that either someone pushes the bot lane out, or they're going for a very snappy and aggressive fight. Those are the two options that they have. Outside of that, they are just lost. Now, we have them with Buried Alive, so that's a good engage for Team WAH too. They need to dodge that out. But yeah, this is going to be a really tricky game here. So Zelia and Dino, they're going to be fine as well. They're taking another camp, which means that it's not only the bot lane that's pushing for core, but the mid lane that's pushing for keep. And this one gets at least a bit of assistance from catapults. That's the one lane that they don't have to worry about too much, but it's still not going to be an easy fight for them. But either way, the Hardos need to come up with a plan here. They need to come up with a plan and need to execute it quickly, and then maybe they have a chance to pull it off, but it's not going to be easy for them at all. Moment of truth. Let's go. We got at the bot lane the camp about to be taken. Level 20 for the Hardos is accomplished any second. There's the last wave that they need. And here we go. We got the no control. We got the death siphon. Rewind. And it's party time. They're taking another camp for the top. The intensifying toxins are here. And again, they need to hurry. That's 2 catapults already, guys. This is too much. I have no idea how they are going to try and stop this. The core is going to take damage one way or another. They need to win this fight. They need to find an angle. They need to take it. And it's going to be tricky. Nice move. Leo reacting right away. Knew perfectly well where Nubarak was. Dodges out. So now they're already on cooldown on this one. Every lane is pressuring against the Hardos. The Hardos looking for the angle, for the engage, for the kill, for maybe a jump into the backline here. They need it, and they need it soon. There's the Winions. 3 catapults. 17-minute mark. They're making the play. They're going for the backline. Dino attacked once. There's the kill against Hogga. Hogga down. Lunara in trouble. Bambi gets chased by the Ultralisk. They're trying with the Death Siphon to push them back again, but the shield is falling on the core, and this is a disaster for the Hardos. They're caught between a rock and a hard place. They can't afford the Punisher to be claimed by the blue team, but they can also not stay here because their core is getting killed by the Winions, and Nubarak is dead. The core is at 42%. Too many catapults, too much damage, too much GG. This is Team WAH with the victory. The entire team gets chased over here. It doesn't matter anymore. A victory in the first qualifier for the blue team as they take down the Hardos in the best of 3 grand final with a 2-1. Nicely done, GG, and well played.